Harrison Okene was the 12th crew member and the chef on board the Jaskin 4. He was 29 years old and just married. Though Harrison knew the risks of the sea, he headed out with his fellow crewmates for what seemed like a regular operation. On May 26, 2013, the Jaskin 4 was helping other vessels to tug and stabilize an oil tanker 30 km off the Nigerian coast. It was 5 a.m. when sudden rough seas and a rogue wave slammed into the vessel, capsizing the ship. Harrison was in the bathroom at the time and was thrown across the cubicle. He described exiting the bathroom and linking with 3 fellow crewmates as they tried to make their way in the darkness to the emergency exit door to swim out before the ship sunk. Suddenly, water rushed into the boat, sweeping away the 3 crewmates ahead of him. The water swept him into another toilet, which joined to an office. He managed to make it into the office as the boat rapidly sunk to the bottom of the Atlantic Ocean. The rescue operation for the crew of the Jaskin 4 started immediately, with helicopters and other vessels swinging into action, but there was no trace above the water of any crew members or anyone having survived. Harrison stood in the corner of the upturned office and watched as the water started to slow down and then stop, leaving him in an air pocket at the bottom of the ocean. He fabricated a platform from floating materials in the room to keep most of his body above the water. This helped reduce heat loss and stopped him from succumbing to hypothermia. The next threat to Harrison's life would be his own breath. He would be breathing out CO2, and in such a small space, these levels could become poisonous fast. The good news is that carbon dioxide readily dissolves into water, especially cold water, and more so when the water is disturbed. So the lapping water of the Atlantic Ocean also kept him alive, though still entombed. Harrison knew he was alone in the ship, but described how he felt the presence of his crewmates by the smell, and as time went on, he listened as sea life entered the ship and began feasting on his fallen crewmates. The room he was in was not completely secure, and he began to lose hope, assuming his fate would come next. All the meanwhile, a DCN team of divers was sent to the sunken ship's location to look for and retrieve any bodies of the crew. Once they reached the ship, they banged on its hull, and to their surprise, they heard a faint banging back, though this was not assumed to be the result of someone alive inside. Harrison was shocked at the sound and thought he might be hallucinating, until a few minutes later he saw a light moving in the distance. Harrison entered the water and made his way to the doorway and reached out his hand, signaling to the diver swimming by.
Come into the next deck, onto the main deck.
I'm onto the main deck level now.
All right, so you should be walking on the ceiling, yeah?
Yeah, that's it.
Okay. What's that? Oh, okay. Shit, that's horrible. All right, you found one, yeah?
There's someone alive.
He's alive. He's alive.
He's alive.
Okay, keep him there. Keep him there. All right, just.
Just
All right.
as long as I don't
All right,
now.
just hold him there, okay? Just keep him there. Fucking hell. I don't know what we're gonna do now. All right, just keep him there and keep him calm, okay?
That's it.
All right, just reassure him, pat him on the shoulder. Okay. All right. All right. First we'll get him dressed, and then we're basically gonna. How's that passage to bring him out? Is it okay?
That's fucking tight,
Is it?
man.
All right. So Nico, Daryl, you're gonna have to stand at the passageway and pull both umbilicals, okay? Nico,
Yeah.
you're gonna have to basically, he's gonna have to hold your hand or your leg, okay? While you climb back out and he follows you like that, yeah? But what we'll do is we'll get him into that pool there, breathing, all happy, and we just take it slowly, all right?
Yeah.
Okay. Hello, my friend, can you hear me? Okay, listen to me. We're putting the hats on so you can breathe, okay? All right, now you mustn't panic, eh? You must listen to me, all right? All right. We're going to take you in the water, and we're going to take you to the bell, okay? and then we're going to bring you home, okay? All right. So now I just want you to keep calm, okay? Are you feeling okay? Are you sore? Have you got any injuries? Okay. Okay. What's your name? Harrison. Okay, Harrison. My name is Colby. Okay, and I'm going to bring you home, okay? And the diver that's helping you now, his name is Nico. Okay, that's Nico, okay? There's another guy on the outside. Free flow his hat so he doesn't get too hot. What is your rank? You're the cook. They always survive. Are we ready? Okay, Harrison. Alright, let me talk to him. Harrison? Okay. You're gonna follow Nico, okay? Out of the Jascon 4, okay? Alright.
Harrison was found, alive and well, 62 hours after the ship sunk. Due to his time underwater and at that depth and pressure, he had to be moved to a decompression chamber for a further 2 days, where he was then told he was the sole survivor. Harrison would be reunited with family and ended up making a full physical recovery. Harrison went on to become a qualified commercial diver and received his certs from Nico van Heerden, who was the diver who rescued him all those years earlier.